When you know that your self-amusement mechanism is very well honed, you can be like, and it's like the law of state transference, which is the idea that whatever you feel, she feels. It's like, like that. And then the girl's like, what the fuck? Oh my God! What the? How can you even? What the fuck? You're an asshole! You're an asshole! Right? Because you've got the law of state transference down. You trust in the law of state transference. It's pretty cool. It's actually really fun. Jeff describes it as being like in a lucid dream. It's like you really can like kind of melt and shift reality in the way that you want. It's really cool. And you'll generally find that as the night progresses, you become more and more self-amused. That's generally what it is. Oftentimes, I'll joke with my friends, like if it's our first night out for the week, if we've had some time off, I'll feel that initial hesitation. I'm like asshole mode, asshole mode, asshole mode, right? And like, what does that mean? It doesn't really mean to be an asshole, but that's kind of just like our way of communicating. Like, we've got to shift out of like being in the venue, being kind of like, oh, where's the girl? You know, okay, I'm gonna do my approach now. Where it's got to be more like, yes, ha ha, ha, asshole mode. You know, just like doing whatever you want. You're doing what you want. We also call that acting through your own intentions. So you have to shift towards acting through your own intentions. Even in relation with humor, when you're saying something that you find entertaining, what does that say about your status? Well, what it says is that I'm the person who's the anchor of this conversation. I'm the higher status person in this conversation, so I dictate what's funny or not funny. I don't look to you, like to the girl, I don't look to you to tell me what's funny. I know what's funny, and I just like to hear myself talk. That's sort of the angle on it, and it becomes pretty awesome. Your life changes in some pretty profound ways when you get that down. Right? It's like kind of like a different reality, actually. It's to the point where, to be honest, I feel so little social inhibition that it's actually hard for me to do simple things like I could be at a restaurant eating and like have like my like zipper undone just to eat, and like I like get up to go to the bathroom to like wash my hands, and I'm just like my fucking pants are half down. I'm just like walking through like a nice restaurant. People looking at me, I'm like like that, because I just don't give a shit. You know, I really don't. So it's like I actually have to like I don't have those same emotional responses that normal people have of like, you know, be careful to not offend somebody or things like that. I don't really feel a lot of that anymore, right? It's been like so like numbed down from years of going out. I also used to do a lot of stupid things to numb them down, like exercises where I make students like take their shirt off and run around. Some of you guys in my boot camp may recall some things like that as well. And actually, it's pretty awesome to do that. But I don't know if all of you guys doing it in the same venue would be appropriate. Now, in practical terms, how can you implement this? Well, here's how I implement it. Part of it, of course, is going to come from habit. So when you're trying to implement what you learned here, you're going to probably find it very difficult. And the reason why is because it's not a normal way of thinking, and it's not a normal way of talking. It's very strange. Even the way that I'm speaking with you right now, I'm communicating with everyone here in a more normal way. This is a little bit more of a normal way, as opposed to if you saw me out tonight, I'd probably communicate to you a little bit differently. Okay, like you saw me out tonight, you might be like, this. Night, yeah, you're like, he seems more normal.
Yeah, you're just like on the zone, like fully kind of like megalomaniac, like almost like I can't even think, but just like
yeah,
I'm doing it. Like,
yeah,
in the zone,
yeah, pretty awesome though.
Yeah.
In terms of like talking to girls, it's almost a little bit more like you're having a conversation with yourself, or on the flip side, you can actually go very quiet and say almost nothing and put the tension on her and have her do a lot of it. I have a number of boot camps I've taught where students will see me go up to, you know, a really attractive girl and just sit there and stare at her as she talks and talks and talks, tries to kiss me, asks for my phone number, you know, and then they're like, what did you do? That's so strange, right? And it seems weird. And if I were to post this video online, actually, people, if you were to read the YouTube comments, people would think it's fake, for sure. And the reason why that people can't wrap their mind around it is because it comes from a very strong assumption of value, where what you're doing is you're assuming value on a very deep level. So you're, anyone here do meditation at all? Okay, great. All right, so I've brainwashed a few of you. That's good to hear. What meditation does is it allows you actually to very, very easily assume value, because when you do a breathing exercise every night, when you kind of just sit there and breathe, what happens is that think of your mind a lot like a lens on a telescope, right? So you know what, if you're looking at a telescope, you turn to the left or to the right, and it kind of like zooms in or out. Well, what meditation does is that you'll sit there for, say, 20 minutes a day, and you know, maybe even the first 10 minutes your thoughts are still racing, and you might even feel frustrated. You feel like man, why, you know, am I so lame that I can't control my thoughts like this? This is crazy, right? But if you just accept it, that your brain is just doing that, maybe like in like the 11th or 12th minute, usually you'll have like a nice 8 minutes like towards the back end of the 20 minutes that's like really like nice and clean. And it's almost like because you're adjusting that lens to just be like this, right? So when you're sitting there, it's like your lens will keep going. You're like, oh, I've got to do this today. And this shit. You know, that guy's a fucking dick, dude. Well, you know, man, I wonder if I really like that girl. She like me. No, fuck. And you're like, fuck, right, like that. And then you go, and then you're just like that, and then you know you sit there. And then you'll be able to hold that maybe for even 3 seconds before, and you go, whoa, hey, like that, and then like that. And then you'll find if you do it regularly, you know, if you did it for say a week even, your sessions, you'll actually become extremely present. You'll become very in the moment. It can even freak you out how present you can get even after just a week of doing it. You know, you'll sit down and you'll see those thoughts starting to come, but after maybe like 2 minutes, you're just like. Right, and you'll sit there for like 4 or 5 minutes, and then you're like, whoa, like you're like, whoa, right? Because you realize that you basically just sat there like that for like 5 straight minutes, which is kind of intense. And it's not like some crazy fireworks things happen. Okay, it's not some psychedelic shit. It's just you were very focused and calm for like 5 straight minutes. And the time goes by like that, right? That's why they say like the now is all we ever have, right? It's like the time just goes boom like that. So. What tends to happen when you do that is with girls in terms of assuming value is that you can walk in, you see the girl, like say she's walking by, you just like lean right out and pull her in. This is one of my favorite moves by far, is the girl's walking by and I just lean by and pull her in like that and I just stare at her. I'm like, you. Like that. I just say you and point at her. And then I'll just stare for maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds or something, right? And she'll just start laughing, right? She'll like, right? And I'm just like, you know, I just stare, and then and you're really riding the edge of the cliff between being like freaky man and like fucking stud, you know, like you're really on the edge, right? So when you're first learning it, probably you'll be the freaky man, like 2/3 of them. That was my experience. So anyway, yeah. So what'll happen is you're like boom, like that. You look at her, right, and then you'll be like, and you're just like, who are you, you know? And then what's interesting is that. What's fascinating is we talk about the social pinging, right? The social pinging being that you're pinging off of her for reactions. Well, what'll tend to happen is that when you look at her and you don't ping off of her for reactions, she'll keep sending out these social cues that what you're doing is weird. But you have the higher status. You're the one controlling the reality. So what happens is that you're just fucking like looking at her and you're the one controlling the reality. So she can't get any pings off of you that what you're doing is strange. So then she's like, I guess he's the fucking dominator in this environment. You know what's weird? When you get into that mode, you even relate to girls in a different way. Because what'll happen is like, say that you're 100% free of outcome. You have no outcome at all. Like you're just completely happy where you're at. You'll be talking to a girl and some guy will come up and say he'll come and like crash in on your group, or it's like a friend of hers or a friend of yours or just any old guy. And if even 1% he gives a fuck about what's happening, because you're so in that I don't give a fuck mode and she's in I don't give a fuck mode, it's like this weird, creepy energy vampire encroaching on your thing in like this subtle way, and you'll kind of both like mutually kind of eye roll each other of like how weird it is, like because like the guy will come in, right, and he'll be like, hey, so hey there, right, and you and the girl will be like, you know, right, like, what's up, right? And you're both like in such a non-needy state that you don't even need to say what's up. You're just both just like, right? And she'll be like that, and that's it, right? That's when you're the shit. That's when you've got it going on. From the other side of the fence, when you stop caring about this stuff, you look at people that care about this shit and it looks so fucking whack. It looks so fucking whack. You feel bad. You feel so bad for people that are trapped in it. Okay. I actually pulled a girl home who was an MIT chick the other day. All right, and she was like ultra smart, right? Like super duper fucking smart. And this girl was like, she was so smart, and it was interesting because I noticed that she has no social inhibition at all, like none at all. She's just completely calm. It's probably why she's a genius too. She was only about 20, maybe 21, and I remember we were talking, and she even said to me, we're like lying in bed, and she said to me. She's like, yeah, you know, I feel really bad for people who have all this like shyness and like social issues, because it's like it's so weird. It's like it's such a waste of time, You know, and it's funny because from her perspective, because she doesn't, probably she has just very good genetics. Presumably she just has really, really good genetics. She probably had a very calm pregnancy, like her mom was very calm in pregnancy, and fed her a lot of healthy foods, okay? Unlike a lot of our parents that probably fed, like just ate ice cream and like were all stressed out with like your dad and shit, and like you come out and your adrenaline glands are all heightened and shit, okay? She's just like, you can research this, it's like, yeah, it's like a whole area of research. But basically, she just had like great genetics. She's just completely calm, just chill, right? And like as you're talking to her, you're like, yeah, like it is really sad. Like, can you imagine from her perspective seeing people with social phobia? It's almost like, say that like we're just talking, and then this person comes up and they're all like, like that, right? That's how she feels because she doesn't have a lot of she doesn't really have any social phobia or inhibition. So like when she goes up, she's just calm, and like these people are like trying to qualify themselves or impress, and it's like it just again like that. It's just it's like why do you keep doing that? You did it again. Why? It's like fucking strange, right? It's like super weird to people that are on the other side of the fence. So when you're actually good in, when you got a lot of experience at Success with Women, you see people with those programs running, and you're like, really? Wow. Just it's almost like it takes effort to like engage those. Like you're actually pumping like your life force into animating, giving a shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking homeless people don't even give a shit. They just walk around like, thumbs up. That's what they, like that. That's my view of a homeless person. Yeah.